some kind of intro happening here. Hey everybody, it's Sammy, your favorite Ozark Canadian, and this is the dream, isn't it? The dream to own your own analog tape machine, to see the magical wheels of power spin and enhance and infuse your music with that wonderful magnetism and that warmth. It's all great until something goes wrong. Today's video, we're going to talk about sometimes the unspoken truth of owning a tape machine. This is my TAC 80-8. I've been dialing into this thing for about a week now. I've had a little free time and I've been trying to clear up some quirks in her. Ever since I bought this machine back about 6 months ago, I've noticed a slight problem with it. Channels, the edge tracks, channels 1, 2, 7, and 8, mainly 1 and 8, have these crazy drop-offs where all of a sudden I'll be recording and boom, the meter just drops down and there's no sound, or if there is any sound, all the high frequency is gone and all the levels gone, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're right back. It's just like that. It's been driving me crazy. Well, I've done all kinds of things, and I've read so many forums. Shoot, I'm done sick of it. I've gone through and resoldered all the rear card connections. I've swapped the cards. So, for example, putting card 8 in the slot for 3 and putting 3 in 8 to see if the problem changed. Calibrated my machine, make sure all the levels were good. Went through and checked all the relays, checked a lot of the capacitors. Still not sure about the power supply, if it's 100%, but I think I found the source of the problem. I didn't know much about analog tape machines when I bought this one, and I'm glad I got a great deal on it locally here in my local area, because I think I have extremely worn heads. That's right, I think these heads are about to cut out on me, and I think they're coming to the end of their life. Based on what I've seen online of what a healthy head looks like compared to what this is looking like, I think she needs some new heads. So, she's laid out here. Still works though. Honestly, channels 3, 4, 5, and 6 seem to work just fine. Channel 1 and 2 are probably better than 7 and 8, and sometimes, depending on how it's going, these work just fine. But when they cut out, it's sometimes at the worst time. So, I'm having to adjust a little bit how I work with it. It still works, and when it sounds great, it sounds great. I still love this machine. But this brings up an important point. Do you need a tape machine? Nobody needs a tape machine. And actually what I've been going through lately with this one, it reminds me of why so many times on the forums, you can tell the older generation when they get on there, the guys that came up on these machines, or better ones, asking the question, why? Why, with all the easy technology we have, digital technology, why would you ever want to go back to a machine like this? Because this is what they had to deal with in the daily. Now I'm just down here in my little area, writing my own songs and putting little ideas together. Imagine you had paying customers and all of a sudden you've got dropouts on your channel. Or how about this? This is card number 6 right here. I had a diode go out. Took me a while to figure out what that smell was and why the channel wasn't working properly. So a replacement card and a new diode is on the way for me to do a little more soldering. So that's one of the big questions you got to ask yourself when you get you one of these tape machines. Are you willing to take a risk? Because the big thing with tape machines and a lot of older equipment, you got to remember this thing is 50 years old. It's the luck of the draw. So you may luck out and find a pristine machine that has great heads, it's been perfectly kept for, and has been properly maintained all these years, climate controlled and all of that. And you know what you may still find? 2 months in, 6 months in, a year in, 2 years down the road. Just like that, something happens and she's down again. It used to happen in the old days when these were brand new. They'd have to get them serviced all the time. I think digital has made us spoiled, to be honest. I think that we don't realize how good it is and how we rely on, even though we complain about our software being buggy, we don't have the whole system going down and costing us a lot of money. When you get into analog recording, it's important to remember that there's going to be some hidden costs. When I first bought this machine, I was prepared for some of these costs, but don't think that when you buy one of these, that's the end of the road. First of all, you got to buy some tape. Tape can be $150 a reel. I had to get an MRL alignment tape so that I could get my machine as best in tuned as I could. That was very expensive. I had to buy various cleaning products, various testing equipment, all kinds of stuff that they don't tell you about on the front end or when you watch videos like the ones that I make. So be prepared that there's going to be some extra costs on the front end, and a lot of times that goes for a lot of equipment. This Model 3 console I have over here, it took me about 2 or 3 months to rebuild it after I got it. I had faders that were dead. I had a power supply that was giving all kinds of weird readings. I had to go through and recap all of that. So just be prepared. When you buy a tape machine or any old piece of equipment, there's probably going to be some hidden costs. One of the most important questions you can ask as an artist or in anything you do is why? Why would you want to get into one of these machines? I'll tell you why I wanted to do it. I wanted to try something different. I wanted to get away from my computer. I wanted to push some real buttons. And I wanted to really hear if analog tape really made a difference. And yes, I'm not going to lie, analog tape sounds awesome. And I'm a huge proponent of getting analog tape machines or any kind of vintage equipment. But I want you to be prepared. I want you to stop and think about, why do I really want it? I've known a lot of people that have gotten into these machines and hated it. We romanticize a lot of analog recording when we do it, but it can be a real challenge. I accept what my machine is, which really is a machine at this point that screws up my music in a good way. It causes me to think differently, outside of the box. I don't have a bunch of tools to rely on. I've got to think with my own mind. So when a mistake happens, like a channel drops out or, I don't know, the tape jumps or there's a bump somewhere, I've got to accept it and just deal with it. That's the nature of these things. They're not perfect, and being 50 years old, I'm surprised that it runs as good as it does. So ask yourself, why do I want to get a tape machine? It doesn't have to be analog tape on a real machine for you to get that analog feel. Analog feel is just a different way of working, an analog workflow, where you push real buttons and you're not staring at a computer screen and looking at graphical interfaces to decide what your music should sound like. You're learning to listen with your ears. And that can be accomplished in a lot of different ways. I hope this video has helped you today. If you want to get a tape machine, shoot, life's short. Go get a tape machine. But be prepared. It's going to take a little work and it's going to be a labor of love. It may be a love-hate relationship at sometimes. I hope you have a good one. Thanks for stopping by.